Hey, you guys, what's going on? What's up? What's up? So excited to be here tonight. Episode 7, man. We are speeding right through, aren't we? Welcome to my dissection series. I'm your host, JustLatasha, and please lowercase the T, all the T's in JustLatasha. You know how it is. So
Hey, you guys, what's going on?
don't I always do this? What's up? What's up? So excited to be here tonight. Don't I always do this? You think I'm alert by now? You think I'm alert by now? No. I still have not learned. Technology be the death of me. I see you guys. Thank you for throwing your hearts up in the chat. Y'all know this is a love room. Shout out to all my hearts in the room. I see y'all. A ton of my patrons are here. I see y'all. Listen, we start off slow, but we get large as time goes on, don't we? We be having a couple hundred in the room as soon as we gets going. Okay, don't sleep. Also, if you are watching the rewatch of this, please do not be afraid of the timestamp. There's a lot to uncover. It's going to be a big conversation tonight. I'm estimating we might go over that hour, y'all. Y'all was asking, we might go over that hour. I don't know, but I'm so happy to be here. I really love doing this series. I love that you guys love this series. This is the Dissection series. I May Destroy You, HBO, Michaela Coel. I'm JustLatasha. If you're not following me on social media, please correct that. Please fix that now. I am on Instagram at JustLatasha. I am on Twitter at JustLatasha404. Way more content over there. There's more content over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go any further without you guys hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing. Let's just take a minute. Thumbs and up and subscribing. See, the way you help me, helping you, helping me, is sharing the content and engaging, letting YouTube know you love it, because YouTube's gonna blast it to other people who are watching Insecures and I May Destroy Yous and Watchmen and Striking Vipers and all the other stuff I dissected and reviewed for y'all. You know what I mean? Symbiotic. That's what I love. Symbiotic. What else? Announcements. Patreon. Patreon is super popping over there. Shout out to my patrons in the room. I definitely do see you. What's going on? Patreon.com/JustLatasha for $5 a month. $5 a month. You guys get an extra weekly stream. Boozy Brunch Sundays, every Sundays, going live private with my patrons and my patrons only. We be going ham, going about 4 or 5 large Black culture topics going in. We have such a good time together. If you are a $15 tier, last Sunday of the month, you get to join me and discuss and broadcast everyone else live. You get the VIP access to Boozy Brunch Sundays. I'm super excited. I have a dissection workshop. This month, we're doing Parasite. Last month was Hereditary. This month is Parasite, Wednesday, July 29th, 7 p.m. EST. Join that tier. I don't know how many writers I have in the room. If you are a screenwriter, please sign up for the Send Your Script tier. I'm doing one-on-one script consultations for your first 30 pages. My other patrons have been having a blast. We're strengthening their scripts. I know the feedback hurts. Yeah, I know I'm a Virgo and I'm gonna tell it to you like it is, because I want you to be the best that you can be. All right, I know the feedback is a little sharp. It hurts. It's because I believe in you and I want you to do your best, okay? I'm gonna love you through it. I'm gonna love you through it. All right, so since we have a big conversation tonight, who we got in here? We got my girl LB. We got Mark in the room. We got Naturala Ari. Beat for Cheat. What up, JJ? Lynn, Drea, Priscilla. I see y'all here. Y'all ready? Hey, CJ. I see y'all here. Let's do it. You know, we got to wet the whistle. Here we go. Happy Animals. Before we go any further, we got to start right here. The title alone, Happy Animals. If you guys have watched the episode last night, that title is integral to the stories. We are unwrapping white supremacy. We are unwrapping culture vultures. We are unwrapping capitalism. Okay. Happy animals. Is there a way white supremacy's new mask is benevolence? Performing benevolence to those they regard as non-human. The 3/5 rule, live and direct, still in effect. Huh? Okay. Have we seen white supremacy work harder for animals than Black folk? And zone. Okay. Is exploitation by whiteness still a form of the R word? We're not going to say the R word. YouTube don't like that. Is it still a form of exploiting? I'm gonna try to synonymize. That's not a word, Tosh. Come on, goddamn. Exploit. Labor and culture of Blackness, our Blackness performed and co-opted for their gain. Heavy, heavy, you got so heavy, baby, yeah, yeah. She named the hell out of the show, out of this episode. She named it. Okay, let's dive right in. At this point, as a screenwriter, as a film enthusiast, as someone who absolutely loves and adores TV and film, we gotta discuss Terry. We gotta discuss Terry, because what happens, and the patrons that bought the send you script here on my Patreon, I tell them all, why is this character here? Why are they in the scene? They need a goal. They need something to achieve. They need something to desire. They can't just be there to support your lead character. They need something to do. All on their own. They need something to do. Don't let them stand there and just feed lines to your character to get the character to the story. So at this point, I have to wonder, what is Terry here for? As much as I love her character, as much as I adore it, I was like, what does she want? What is her life goals? And when we started with her, it was like this feminist beauty campaign, and she's an actor. And then as Arabella's story intensified, Terry's stride just became 100% Arabella. She didn't want anything else but to make sure Arabella's full. Is Terry full, right? And even in this opening shot when they're in the market and it's super crowded, that very first shot, we have Kwame drowning or we have Kwame drowning in the crowd, right? And with Kwame, he hasn't spoken in probably like the first half of the show, but that was intentional. You absolutely can have a character who is passive and quiet and doesn't speak. You can have a character who's silent because their silence is a decision. We see, compared to the Kwame that we met, the sexual, the full of life, the joie de vivre, the excited, the exuberant Kwame, turn into this shell of a person. That's intentional. He disappears intentionally because we can contrast who he used to be and who he's with now. So his disappearance and his silence makes sense. Terry's character is kind of straddling the fence for me. Kind of straddling the fence for me. Right? But here we have our girls, Terry and Arabella. And Arabella's got this new wig. Now, I thought we decided that we was done with that, Bells. I thought we decided we was done with it. But here she's wearing a style that is super aligned with Eurocentric beauty standards and ideals, and converse to the last time we saw her when she went bald, right? And it was a stand in her power, and she protected herself from her abuser. So I was questioning, like, what makes her wear this mask? Why this? Right? I thought we found something in the last episode. Let's pay attention to that champion tea, because we will be back. Your birth is my birth. Your death is my death. OG, OG, right? Let's come back to that. Let's look at our two friends, Kwame and Arabella, right here. We have the same trauma, but two totally different journeys, right? The only thing that changed for Kwame was his lack of interest. Everything's pretty much still the same. Still on Grindr, still getting the messages, still but he's just not engaged. He's not interested. He's not responding. Meanwhile, the champion, this hero, this Shiro, Bella's stepping into this new cloud. She's elevated. She's platformed. Okay. And the trauma that minimizes one, that decreases the essence of one, completely elevates another. The same trauma elevates another. And how funny is it, or how sad is it, that even though Arabella's gone through the same thing, she is completely blind to Kwame's victimhood. I'm not sure if because you went through it, you recognize every victim. Like, that's not realistic. That's not true. But someone's suffering and it's completely going unnoticed next to someone who is suffering just as bad. So much so that she says something completely, it don't fall right. It don't hit right. Being a woman is the worst. All right. Audience question. We starting early. I'm putting y'all to work. Audience question. Y'all think Kwame has it worse? Because as women, we could take the blame all the time. As women, we could take the we could do the trauma Olympics easy. We could do trauma Olympics real good. But do Kwame got it worse right here? Maybe. No, you got it worse. I know we got a little lag, so I'm waiting for my people to land that question. Welcome, Damien. What's up? KV says Kwame assumes no one will care, so he hasn't said anything. His belief and the truth that he has support aren't lining up. Naturala says, I think he does have it worse because he is gay, Black, and male. Oh, Nadina, I know I'm saying that wrong. Nadine, okay, girl. She says, trick question. Oh, sorry, they say trick question. Elle says, how they juxtapose that message with her card being declined. Fame versus fortune. Spot it down, Elle, spot it. Spot it. Awesome Gotham says, I think in the context of support and compassion when under victimhood, yes, Kwame has it worse. All right, y'all. I think we have collectively leaned towards there's levels to this, right? And even though you can be a woman, somebody suffers. Somebody can absolutely suffer in a different way than you suffer. And we're seeing that with Kwame. Let's go to a really powerful scene right now. Let's do this draft. Let's do this book draft. And why these agents are not accepting what she's presenting. I'm gonna pull my hair out, right? Let's get to this scene. I love this character because we started with her not having a clear vision for her book. She had no voice, she had no point of view, she had no strong stance, she had no strong opinion, wasn't painting a picture of anything. To this emerged hero with a point of view that's strengthened, that's poignant, that's heavy. It costs her something. Now she has something to say and something to stand for. And let me tell you something, as a creative, when your work has no effect on your tribe or on your audience, when you could care less about how your audience resonates with what you're creating, when your work is not for your audience, it's gonna come out a little weak. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say that, right? She becomes her own champion, and therefore she becomes the champion of others. And life has a funny way of making you this powerful person right after something hurts you so bad. And why does it take that? Why can't we just be happy? Why can't we just positively, happily fall into a conqueror, a queen, an icon, a legend? Why do we got to go through something that hurts, that nearly breaks you for us to find that thing, right? Life has a funny way of giving us our strength. but we wouldn't know it, I guess, if we'd had nothing to fight. Huh? Let's put our director eye on, y'all. We have a lot to dissect in this visual scale. We have a lot to dissect right here, right here, right here. So like Parasite, which I will be dissecting Wednesday, July 29th, 7 p.m. EST on my Patreon. Buy that tier right now. Like Parasite, the director of this episode is playing with lines. They're playing with vertical lines, horizontal lines, and depth of field to align and contrast the characters. Where do they compare, and where are they totally different? And if we look at the setup of this scene, we have so many lines that divide these characters in so many ways, and I'll break it down for you guys. So Bells, is disconnected from her white literary agents via the depth of field. She's really far back. She's small. We have these big agents right in front of us towering over her, right? They look big, and she has to tell the story to these big guys. They're playing with the depth of field to show the contrast of this woman who came from a place of being Black and poor. Agents can't relate to that. And just the power dynamics of race alone. You have this Black person trying to make a life and a career for themselves, having to prove their trauma, their Black woman trauma, to these two white people so she can survive. They can't relate to that. Let's look at the vertical line, right? Because this scene is split directly down the middle. It's perfectly symmetric. What was that word? Perfectly symmetric. We have a vertical line. We have the women who are aligned from the male agent. They're even wearing the same colors, right? Now they should have a degree of alignments because they're women. But what did we say last time? White women will do what? Choose their race over their gender each and every time. Each and every time they're going to abandon you, right? And if we look at how light is used across this vertical line, we have the male agent sitting in the light and the women sitting in the shadow, because here's the thing. And this includes the white women. No matter what these ladies do, they will never get to his seat. They will never get to his power, right? Even this white lady, no matter how much she backs him, sits on the same side, she will never sit in his light, ever. These are all the dividers of betrayal. There's so much failure amongst these characters. They fail each other. Look at Arabella and where she's sitting right under these two photos, because this photo is going to mean something, and I'm going to bring it back later. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. The photos in the background, Bella is sitting directly under an open heart versus a shadowed silhouette. So in this, where she's pleading and she's telling her full truth and she's questioning herself, and she's in this book draft, she's having this self-aware moment, the most clear she's ever been about herself, so much that she has more questions to challenge herself. Where am I doing good to the people that listen to my voice, and where am I failing them? How do I show up for me, and how have I failed me, right? She can still find herself, open her heart, be transparent, but she can still go so severely unseen. And of course, by who? These literary agents. Where's the money in the contract, sis? You're on deadline. We need a draft. We don't care about none of that cool little crying story you got here. We signed something and it's due. They don't care. And in this speech, she questioned how she, or whether she has, failed womanhood, if her assault story is even valid enough when worse is happening to so many of the girls across the world, right? And we remember when she was first dealing with this trauma, how she would have this chant, something about dead puppies. She would say puppies are dying or somebody's starving, or she would do that chant to remind herself that there's worse in the world, not letting herself grieve and show up for herself. And the camera does something really, really, really cool while she's reading this draft. So when she's questioning her story against the world, the camera's like disengaging. We're getting further away. But when she expresses her truth, her true, honest point of view, and questioning the effect of her voice having on the world, the camera comes back in. We can see you. Arabella's bearing her soul. We can either look at her objectively, and then we pull in when she's showing that heart, right? She's opening that heart. They don't even know what she's talking about at all. At all. I see y'all. I see y'all. They can't relate at all. Let's go get some money. we need to get the money. If you ain't got the money here, let me go over to Susie's place, the publishing house, so I can get that advance, because we can't afford $71 of groceries. That's a problem. Literally elevating. Arabella is in this elevator going to the top floors, pent floors, where the big wing offices are. And who's in the elevator? Straight white men. Who's at the top? They all going to the top. Who's only there? Straight white men. One Asian. What's that? What is that about? It be one Asian in the room. Jordan Peele did that in Get Out too. He puts one Asian. Like, what is that? This is the life of a creative, and this is where it gets real murky. This is where it does a lot, right? Arabella is directly between art and business, and it gets murky because that's the in-between place where you have to monetize your creativity. Going broke for fame. LB said that at the start of the chat. Going broke while you're famous, and having to apply structure and deadlines and contracts to something that's like an abstract concept, your art, your creativity, something that comes from your soul and your mind, has to be monetized and signed and right? But these are the only people going up. That's a problem. That is a problem. KV says she probably received tens of thousands, poor money management. I don't know. Naturalis says model minority, the model minority about the one Asian. Tokenism. Nadima, and I know I'm saying that wrong, but I can't like. Dean, nope, I'm not getting that. If you ain't got no money, take your broke draft home. That's hilarious. That is really, really, really funny. All right, let's go up to the top, because we got a lot. There's a lot to be mad about. There's a lot to be mad about, y'all. Let's go to Susie's office. Big office, top floor, full city views. Huh? Let's talk about this. Look at all that green. Look at all the plants. There is a Black woman at the top floor with these guys. There's a Black woman at the top floor with these guys. Susie, what she proved to be to Arabella just last episode, was her savior, her breathing space, her resting place where other people can't see her. Susie sees her. But we know what color's in the room. Y'all see that color in the room? Y'all know what that means. Danger's coming, betrayal's coming, right? Let's put on our director's eye. Remember we spoke about Arabella and Theo last episode when that window pane divided those two women. Look what we got again. Look what comes right back again, right? That window pane dividing these two women right down the middle. We're playing with lines. We have a division of class and a division of values. Susie ain't homegirl no more. Susie ain't homegirl no more. Arabella, according to her heartfelt draft, she's looking for a tribe. She's looking to lead a certain people. She's looking for her heart to serve people with intention and purpose. Susie looking for the money. She be getting to the, hey, everybody, man. Hey, she be getting to the money. Everybody, man. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, that's enough. The stand jumped out. I'm sorry, the stand jumped out. Susie is looking to serve the money. Everybody mad. Because why? And another character later will subscribe to this idea: money, access, and power are aligned with whiteness. She's at the top with the white boys, honey. Money, power, respect. She's up top with the white. We may not be homegirls no more. Okay. Somebody asked me today on Twitter, is we talking about the pomegranate? You're goddamn right, we're talking about the pomegranate. Yes, we are. Pomegranate, let's talk about it. Susie, eat some pomegranate, eat it. Pressuring her, tempting her, offering it to her, feeding it to her, right? Susie is offering Arabella the forbidden fruit. You want this life? You want that money? You want the fame, you want the power? You got to play the game. If you want to be in this space and if you want to win, you got to play the game. It's almost like when the devil tempted in that forbidden garden. Oh, we see it now. We see it now. This Arabella's in the forbidden garden. Look at them red apples right behind her. We started with the apples. Move over to the pomegranate. Go ahead, eat some. Just take a bite, eat it. Literally in the forbidden. Susie don't even remember Arabella's trauma story. She said, oh yeah, the little thing that happened to you in that bathroom stall. We've been following this lady for 7 episodes about that bathroom stall. You don't just go on and forget about it in your glass house. and like white supremacy does, Arabella is being exploited. Her experience is being exploited for financial gain. So let's talk about Susie. It's giving snake. It's giving devil in a blue dress. It's giving capitalism. It's giving blue blood. It's giving Jay-Z blue. It's giving corporate America. It's giving capitalism. Okay? Susie do not even touch that red fruit, but Arabella gonna eat. She don't even touch the red fruit, okay? And this green in this room is reminding me of who the true life force is, and that's Terry, opening up with that green shirt from the top of the show. Terry is where the healing's at. It ain't with none of these hoes. Now, there's another color here that I definitely want to pay attention to, and we don't often speak about this color, so I'm excited to introduce it now. Not scientifically, but film uses color down to a science is really what I want to explain. Film uses color where like you know what it means because film represents something, but you can also make colors mean what you want it to mean, right? In Hereditary, the color yellow, usually something optimistic and safe and happy. There was demons around when the color yellow was around in Hereditary. Whenever yellow was around, the dead grandmama in the room, the dead daughter in the room. You know what I mean? Yellow was a horror color. They flipped it on its head, and you can do that when you know what you're doing. Brown is usually meant for like safe and regular and down to earth, but brown here represents corporate America. It represents like black labor, the labor of blackness. Like them's the rules. You see this brown? If you want to be in this space, this is the regular. Brown is representing this is just how it works. This is white supremacy at work, in the workforce. How do I know? Boom, let's go right here. Welcome to Happy Animals, your vegan delivery service or what have you, whatever it is. They got Theo's matching the background. She's totally aligned with white corporate America. She's totally aligned and matching with it, fully integrated into the system. But what color? What color is right in the back, playing with these depths of fields again? What color is right in the background? It's the same color we met Theo in. That dark, old blood red. There's a wound in the past. There's a wound from the past. Brought it to the present, unacknowledged, but it's here. And a lot of us do that, don't we? We just carry that baggage on. Carrying it, right? There's something still in the room. Brown. It's corporate America, white men, white ladies, Black folk who had to do what they had to do. This is corporate America. Brown. This is Dan, the CEO of Happy Animals, who champions himself as a vegan hero to a Black woman. Harpo, who this man? Look at Arabella's face. This is your big project. This is where your chutzpah and your savior complex goes in. Not for people like who need it, but for like, you know what I mean? Black people, when it comes to like vegan stuff, like on a grand scale, like we'll eat it, but we ain't gonna go out and fight for it. We gotta fight for our lives. So he's explaining this to her like she ain't a Black woman. And this is when you shove your Blackness down in the white spaces when you at work. Yeah, I know that feeling when you shove it on down. Dan thinks he is the ethical Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binary babies, is that possible in capitalism? Can you be an ethical billionaire market? I'll wait for y'all. Swag City Gaming says, I still don't trust Theo, waiting for the shoe to drop. and I've been waiting. That is my first and last Joe Budden reference. I apologize. Zia Johnson says, brown means you're being buried. A. Barty says, LOL, it was disgusting. Oh, talking to CJ, who CJ says, oh man, I missed it. I effed up the thread. Kay says, I thought that scene also represented the class difference. Arabella put her hands in the bowl instead of using the spoon. You absolutely right, because the spoon was there. She wasn't born with no silver spoon. I eat with my hands. Silver spoon? Absolutely not. Great eye, you guys. Great eye. Let's talk about this capitalism. Beat for Cheap says, it is impossible to be a capitalist company. Drea Smith says, hell to the no. Mark says, no such thing as ethical capitalism. Katia Blagrove says, they recycle the blood on their hands. Well, damn. How can I read something else after that? I like that line. They recycle the blood on their hands. Let's meet her, because I was cursing her out on Instagram today. Catch these stories, because I'll be yelling at them on my Instagram at JustLatasha. This one right here. This one right here. This one right here. And here we go. Once they said to Bells, we're going to double the money and it's cash up front. As soon as you clock out, you got money in your hand. Don't the performance happen? That wig is in full effect. Palatable blackness, right? Performing blackness. Look how she's performing to this white woman. And we have code switch. We have to turn it on for survival. This is how we survive. Audience question. Is this considered selling out? Has Arabella betrayed herself and her tribe? Is this a betrayal to herself? We need that cash. We need that avocado cash. We need that hard, cold cash. Shout out to the Shy Podcast. Laura, my moderator, also in London. Laura, your birth is my birth. Your death is my death. I love you, my G. I love you more than I love myself. I love you more than I love myself. Christine says, oh, that heifer was getting on my nerves with her telling Arabella to do all of that for the gram. I ain't gonna do it. Zaya Johnson says, they didn't ask Arabella to take off that wig like they asked Terry to. It's the least they can do. Keep your wig on. LB says, she is not selling out. It's necessary for survival. Katia says, I'm mad she didn't research the company first. Listen, when that money calling and the hookup says you got a spot, I'm running down to the door. DJ Webster says, Arabella is just doing what she needs to do at the moment, at the time to survive. Latrice says, horizontal stripes like the female agent. Good eye, Latrice. Look at these white ladies dressing alike, huh? They sure are. Mark says, it is selling out, but it's the impossible situation that capitalism puts so many people into. Having to betray yourself. I know there's times when I'm in white corporate spaces and I feel my voice doing this. Hi, how can I help you? What was that? And I have to consciously lower the baritone in my voice and allow my voice to take up space and hold weight. I have to allow my voice to do that, and I have to be conscious that I'm not performing and being a palatable Black in a white space. I have to be conscious to like, and say my full name. It's Latasha. That might make some of you uncomfortable, but guess what? Right? You just start doing this because you want to be okay. You want to be okay as a Black person in a white space. So what does she do? She becomes the happy Black, the happy animal. She becomes the happy animal. Her Blackness is disregarded, it's unacknowledged, and they're using her Blackness to serve the narrative of white heroism. Look, we got a Black girl. We're great. Like, we're great. We have a Black girl. Let me tell you why I curse this white girl out on Instagram. That line, would you mind doing a few more? My job tried to, would you mind doing a few more to me just a week ago? Would you mind doing a few more? Here's the thing. Black people, especially Black creatives, need to know their price. Because what white people like to do is just throw a little extra task on you. Just do a little, would you mind? Would you like mind? Like working harder and give more of your labor for absolutely nothing? Would you mind? Right? And whatever Arabella was paid was pennies compared to the several videos that she's given to their Instagram corporation. She's getting this money anyway. For how many videos? How much time? Was this cash envelope for one video that you're going to use across all your platforms? Or would you mind doing a little more? Now I gave you 10 videos and now the price don't match the work. Hello? Hello? Talk to me, y'all. The price no longer matches the work. Oh yeah, and they say it as a little favor. Would you mind? They say it cute. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up, all right? Let's talk the Black dollar. Let's talk while we're here. Let's talk the Black dollar. This list makes it so clear. What Black people spend is disproportionate to their race. Though we make up a little, we spend the most, all right? We make up a large amount of buying power. Let's look at literally what's happening in the room. Let's put that against what they're paying Arabella, who needs this gig to get by, who needs this to survive, and just doing more work tossed on because, right? They're trying to cash in on the Black dollar. Let's get a Black girl to sell to Black people because they spend the most. But are you serving Black people in any other way? Ain't no other Black people in the room. Happy animals. All white people making the wheel go around, all white people to recoup the profits. Let's throw a few coins to the Black girl and get that Black dollar who's going to bring them millions and billions of spending power. The exploitation, of Black folk. Oh, the assault is happening in so many layers, so many layers. Be our air, Terry. Be our breath of life. Give us that green. Give us that fresh air. Rejuvenate us, Terry. Look at her being the air versus Simon, who may appear as a wound to Terry and Arabella. A thorn in their side, this man, a thorn in their side. Now, here's an interesting thing that had happened. Talk to me if you caught it. Talk to me. Terry was wrong about vaping versus smoking. Arabella doesn't smoke. It's not healthy. She vapes. Simon was like, but that's worse than smoking. It's like glamour smoking. It's like it's better for everybody else, but not the smoker. Audience, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary babies, do y'all think Terry is equipped to help Bells? What's up, Ellie Luna? Your birth is my birth. Your death is my death. When I say, oh, Kinch, you say, oh, Kinch. When you look into the mirror, y'all get buff. Y'all get buff when y'all look into the mirror. Your death is my death. Your birth, my birth. KS says, this scene just flipped everything right quick and then dipped. That's what a good midpoint does, baby. That's what a good midpoint does. To my writers who are in the room who I've helped one-on-one through my Patreon, send your scripts here. Didn't I tell you by the middle of your script, you got to turn that original track on its head. You see how a viewer just caught it? You see how someone here just caught it? That's exactly what a midpoint does. Directly in the middle of the show, your whole people had a plan, and right in the middle, it's like, nah, that's exactly what happens. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Adriana says, slap her in the teeth. We are not slapping Terry in the teeth. We're reserving that for Theo and Theo only, possibly that striped shirt photographer, because I want a piece of her as well. Abnormal Paradise says, Terry is not helping as much as she thinks she is. Christine Ilochi says, emphatic no. Woo! Swag City Gaming says, that conscience is beating Terry's ass. Mark says, absolutely not. Ellie Luna says, yep, let's do that line. Ellie Luna says, when Simon asks Terry, who's the self-care for? Who's it for? Ma'am, the guilt jumped out. The guilt jumped out. And I think we answered the question, why is helping Arabella Terry's goal? This is her goal. Not acting, not getting her own man, not setting up her own life, not cleaning up her house and moving out. This is the character's goal, is to make sure Arabella's on 100. And then we have to ask, why does it hurt so bad? Why do I feel so sad? She's guilty. She's guilty, ladies and gentlemen. We was asking last episode, why is there all this red around Terry? Why is this red around Terry? I do not want my girl hurt, but we may have found the wound. We may have found the wound. Look at that red right behind her. Jaw what? Cracked. Simon cracked that jaw on Terry. He showed it. Simon reminds Terry of her encouragement for him to abandon Arabella, which would make her abandoning Arabella and putting her in a dangerous situation the second time. Because even though we didn't quite see it, something happened to Arabella in Italy. Something happened. And then when Arabella's out with Simon and the boys, something else happens to her. Because Terry physically left her once, and then Terry advises Simon to leave her again. The guilt jumped out. Is this why Terry is fully consumed in Arabella's healing? She needs this because that conscience said, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ain't disagreeing with that, LB. Simon's still trash. Yep. Many things true. Many things true. CJ says, of course, Terry is still guilt tripping. So we have a more difficult question here. And I really want to see our answers on this one. Y'all ready? I know y'all are. Here we go. Audience question. Arabella's wig changes are integral to her emotional state and her progression to her healing from her trauma. Why has Terry never changed her wig? Why is Terry's hair a constant? I want to hear your ideas on this one, because we're going to break down tonight. We are going to break it down tonight. Abnormal Paradise says Terry seems possessive of Arabella and acts spiteful by leaving her when Arabella isn't behaving the way she wants. Spiteful. I get annoyed at a drunk person past my social interaction hour. I ain't even gonna lie. Don't know if I would leave somebody in the middle of a country at 3 a.m., but I'll be annoyed. KB says, I still don't believe we have the full story. Why did the mistress say she was spiked as well? What a great question. What a great question. All right, we're getting to the wig. Why has Terry not changed her wig? Ellie Luna says Terry is hiding in her own life. The flaming on her auditions and her friends, flaking on her auditions and her friends. She's not there, like she's not present. LB says she's been feeling guilty and lost through the series. Mark says Terry is still stuck on what she did to Bella. Hasn't named it to move past it yet. She's on pause, huh? Emotionally stuck, emotionally stagnant. Christine Lochi says Terry is in denial and is not ready to face her own traumas or grow from it. Light Mission 23 says she hasn't dressed her true inner demons. She's not evolving yet. Arabella is. Y'all are good. York Reed Production says Terry doesn't want to change. She wants to keep herself the same. And with that, I think we have come to a conclusion. Terry's stuck somewhere, y'all. Something is on pause in there, right? Not progressing, not moving forward, even though it's her birthday. She's aging. Time is moving forward. The life is moving forward. She's going to have to catch up. She's going to have to catch up. Ooh. All right, now we're getting into it. Give me a second. Now we getting into it. Y'all ready? It's gonna be a late one today, y'all. Strap in. We going today. Strap in. All right. Y'all remember that H&M t-shirt that hit waves? Monkey in the jungle on a little black boy in that ad. Y'all remember? Look, we have our second happy animal of the episode, huh? And we remember when Theo was a kid and the black kids was laughing at her after she got caught and it was escorted home after that false assault allegation. What she called them? Effing African monkeys. African monkeys. Look at this monkey in the jungle. Look at it. Y'all see it. That's the shirt from H&M. It sure is. Drag them, Michaela. Drag them. We remember Theo saying that racist statement on her way out as well. Look at Kwame looking like a fine, sad watermelon. I've been drinking. Look at Kwame looking like a beautiful watermelon. And in this scene, he never faces us. He never shows us his chest. He never shows us his heart. He never shows us his full face. We're getting always like this kind of profile. He's hiding, right? Continuing to hide. And then here he talks about his sexual experiences, his virginity. 2 nameless men, no conversation. It lacked intimacy. It lacked familiarity. And he follows that through many of his sexual exploits. He followed that through many of his sexual experiences. It's just, where you at? What's your username? Let's get in it. Let's go. And that's fine. Here's where we get messed up. We can do that all day if we want to. That's your prerogatives. That's under his terms. What always must be present is consent. It has to be there. And that for him changed everything. It was fine for him to lose his virginity like that. And he's never actually like looked back at it and realized like, should it have been a little softer, more vulnerable? I don't know, but it happened. As soon as consent was taken out of the equation, Kwame's changed. Harper, who this man? Who's D? Let's put on our director eye again. Let's put on our director eye again. Look how we have these lines split horizontally and vertically to separate and align our characters, right? Terry's got her head in the clouds. She's focusing on her party. She's focusing on Arabella. She's focusing on the moment, right? Kwame, brick house, closed off, guarded, gridded up, imprisoned, can't speak, can't open up, locked down. Terry says something wild here that she doesn't think Black women could get assaulted. I don't think I'm understanding that from her character, you guys. I don't understand that mind frame from this character. She doesn't think, besides Arabella is a special and only one that this has happened to. It doesn't happen to Black women. What a strange thing to land on. Yeah, Naturella. That's what she said. How does she think that? Joy Dior says she was saying the white girl believes Black women don't get assaulted. What did I just do? Ah! I totally forgot I had makeup on. That was crazy of me. It was strange. It was just a strange line. York Reed says Terry is trying to handle her guilt in a very strange way, always up and down with her moods, and everything is about Arabella, which really gets on her nerves sometimes. I think you mean your nerves. You talking about your nerves. Theo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like what? I'm feeling Terry's agginess on this. I'm feeling it. Some white girl is just up in our very Black yard, all up in our yard, eating our food, taking up our space. What is she doing here? You don't get to consume Blackness and exploit it and betray us and then want to be here for the good Black times. And we can apply this to white Twitter, white gay Twitter. We can apply this to so many places. Having a jolly good time, free of guilt. Terry's carrying around all this guilt. If anybody should be carrying guilt, it's this woman. And look, she has zero. It's giving psychopathy. It's giving psychopathy. I need her to leave and make it quickly. Terry's right. What is she hiding? We asked that last week. How is she so fine? How is she okay? What is she hiding? What is this? Kwame's got flashes. And we saw that through Arabella's journey, haven't we? The flashes, the trauma, the repercussions of going through that trauma. He's getting flashes, emotionally destroyed. And he really needs someone. And Damon was the most intimate, vulnerable person with him. And he needs that feeling again. But he rejected Damon's intimacy and now it's off the table. Too late. He's back to no one. Pay attention to the left side of the room. Pay attention to the left side of the room. Now I understood why the pink was in his shirt. It made, wrapped it up. It made so much sense. He meets her assault again. They meet. They're both wearing that trauma. Arabella's putting hers down and trying on some new healing and trying on some new personas to get by. But he aligns right here with her trauma. It's still in the room, right? Her presence, her experience is in the room with him. Did anybody else feel a oh hell no right about here? Did anybody feel a oh hell no right about here? The anxiety. Did you feel Kwame's fear? Even if the threat is not present, even if it's not real, the trauma is real, the memory is real, and we're on guard from everyone. Everyone is a potential threat. And we saw that with Arabella. The next person that she trusted was like, okay, he's not going to be like that, the other guy. And he sure was. Everyone is a potential threat. Arabella locking him in a room, reminding him of being trapped in the room where his assault happened, reminding him, putting him right back in that space. And her good intentions have put him in danger. Again, places that are supposed to be his support are opening the door for danger or closing the door for danger. Damon shut the door and danger happened. The police precinct left the door open for danger to happen. Arabella closes the door and leaving room for danger to happen to Kwame. He is so unprotected and he is so unsafe. Woo! Woo! York Reed says, I really don't like this scene. Arabella was drunk and I understand she thought it was harmless and a way to get Kwame laid, but at the same time, it is not okay. Say that. Say that. My eyes are burning right now and I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to like look normal for y'all, but sis is going through it. Mark says, I really thought Kwame was going to have a breakdown when he walked in and Bella set him up too. Marichi says the last thing he needs is another light-skinned man to lock the door on him. Okay. All right. Okay. Samson, the power's in your hair. Samson dragged white supremacy from the rooter to the tutor. He candy man, they candy apple asses. He swung them around. Samsonite. Dragging white supremacy first by saying, and this happened a few scenes ago when as a black man, some white climateer, some vegan hero wants to come up to him and tell him that he needs to throw away his Mercedes. Now, here's what black people have a gripe with. Y'all white people, y'all said we need these things so we could matter. Now, when I worked hard and got these things, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. Now you want to move the goalposts. See, when I'm not around, you want to do this. But when I come around, you don't want to post up. You said that this Mercedes was going to give me the access to the capitalistic dream, that I can get a break, that I can breathe a little if I have this thing to represent my value, because this is a monetary purchase, which is supposed to provide my value. And now you're telling me it ain't this, it's an electric car? I will slap you in the teeth. We playing your game. You said this is what we had to do, right? Terry, with the line that I would love to say more in my life. I'm tired of white people. I'm tired of white people. Can we say that on TV? Right? Samson brings it back, drags them by the follicle. White supremacy loves looking into the future where they good guys and saviors. But when we want to talk about the past, now we got to get over it. Why are we still talking about it? Why are we still there? Get over it. 9/11, never forget. Napoleon. They want to be heroes. captains of war, generals, sergeants. But if you talk about slavery and white supremacy, don't want to talk about that. All of a sudden, I can't hear, I can't see, right? I mean, Arabella's trying to defend herself of why she took this vegan gig. Thea don't back her up. Oh, I don't know, I'm eating. And we're going to get to what the fuck she's eating. Oh, you best believe. We're going to get to what she's eating. Watch this. Is there ever benevolence in white supremacy? They want to be the heroes so bad. Samson reminds us that it all leads to power and worship, even when they're doing good deeds. At the end of the day, it's power and worship that they want to acquire. Arabella's trauma is being exploited to feed Theo's ego. Arabella's trauma is being exploited for the publishing house's financial gain. Arabella's clout is being exploited for happy animals. Arabella's labor and race is being exploited for Theo's profits at happy animals. Ethical. Here's where Samson gets dragged. Here's where Samson gets dragged. And this is just my own personal 2 cents. Samson's mad because his Mercedes was his power. It was supposed to be a symbol of money and status and class. And white people can still threaten that. It's still not the key. The gag is, it's still not the key. What is you gonna do? What is you gonna do? Let's get to this snake. Who else had blue? Remember who had blue on her fingernails? Let's get to this snake. Theo decides to come clean, not about what she needs to come clean about, but her take on happy animals. The white supremacy coded in benevolence, the violence coded in benevolence. Do y'all think she would have told Arabella the true intentions if Samson didn't just drag her in front of the party? Keeping quiet, not piping up. You was quiet in there, Theo. Y'all think these are authentic confessions? Mark says whiteness cannot imagine doing good in a way that doesn't reinforce or increase its power. They do everything except what actually needs to be done. Except what needs to be done. Let's see what needs to be done right here. Everybody says it was fake. It was fake. Hell nah, it was fake. Let's see what needs to be done here, which is still going unacknowledged. Arabella's talking to Theo's past. I want the child to come into the room. Bring the child up in here. Bring the child in here, right? We're seeing the reflection. There's something, we're playing again, the depth of field. We're talking to Theo's past. Where we saw that red shirt down at the Happy Animals office, that old trauma. Let's put on our director's eye because we're playing with lines again. We're playing with vertical and horizontal lines right here. They are split vertically and they are split with levels. This is something that Parasite does as well. No matter what violence Theo enacts, Bella is still beneath her. And this is historically accurate when it comes to white power. It don't matter the harm and the violence they historically enact. Black people were still, as we're showing them grace and forgiveness and patience and kindness and following their rules and playing their game, we are still beneath them. Look at Arabella down to the floor, and Theo gets to sit up like this queen on a throne. She gets to lord over Arabella. No, she don't. She wants to take accountability for everything except what needs to be taken accountable for, right? Arabella takes accountability for what she did as a child. I'm the one who told. This was the moment where Theo's supposed to be like, I lied. Terry asks, has she ever fessed up to anything? Has she ever even said anything? And you just move on? You just over it? She doesn't even think to confess. Her only response is, wow, I was wondering who told on me. I will slap you in the teeth. All 3 of them. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to get. I'm ready to fight so bad. They all sitting back playing that snake. Was she playing Snake in that Nokia phone? Look at this snake. Dang, I was wondering how I got caught. I wish you would, bro. Are you kidding me? And we don't want to look into the past. Samson was right. They don't ever want to look into the past. They want to be heroes now and in the future. And what does she do? I'm quitting my job. As if you're saving me. Oh, thanks. How about when you tried to ruin a little black boy's life when you were 12 years old? It's giving psychopathy. It's giving psychopathy. Ooh, I said it for you, Adriana. I said it for you. KV says Bella needs to be very careful. So many snakes in the grass. Whew, guys, we got to drag Arabella real quick, just real quick. Sis lacks boundaries. First and foremost, definitely what she did to Kwame. But they're having this entire conversation in Ben's bedroom, and he's the one who has to wear the headphones. Hilarious, but ma'am, you're not doing right. Okay? You're not doing right. Interjection, if you're not following me on Instagram, do that right now at JustLatasha. If you're not following me on Twitter, JustLatasha404. We are moving on. Next scene. Let's meet in the middle. Oh, a place to rest. Be my air, Terry, please. Kwame needs to breathe so bad, and now we understand why he was watermelon. He meets the green. The green, the breath of fresh air that is Terry, the space to breathe that is Terry. He meets both Arabella's trauma and Terry's exhale. He's right in between his two friends. Question for the audience. Do y'all think it's necessary for him to share his story with Arabella? I'm gonna tell y'all my answer after I get y'all answer. Do y'all think it's necessary he has to share his story with Arabella? He wanted to fight her. He wanted to fight her. Mark says Bella moves with such general naivete and lack of self-awareness. That needs to be one of her lessons in this show. And this is a self-aware moment that I've been having recently. Like, people are experiencing me. I can get so in my head about what I'm doing and what my thoughts are and what my opinions are and how I'm, and it's like, people are receiving you. Thank you, Damien, for the cash donation. Thank you so much. Do you know that people are receiving you? That's a mind trip. So do y'all think he needs to share his story with Arabella? Y'all say no, y'all say no, y'all say no. Tails M said it might be triggering for her. B for Cheap says no, everyone is not entitled to your trauma. CJ said, I wonder, why did she apologize for doing the right thing all those years ago? Coddling whiteness, which we are groomed as Black folk to do. L says no, only if he's comfortable sharing. He doesn't owe it to her. Drea says, to a degree, considering he was about to fight her over something she knows nothing about. I agree with y'all. Low key, on account of like she's going through her own thing, and also she's not equipped to handle my thing. And is she going to fail trying to handle my thing? And because mine is so heavy, I might fail trying to handle her thing. How about this? How about me and Terry got a thing going on? Bells, I'm going to catch you on the other side. Like, he has to find his own stride first. And I think that's going to muddy and make everything more difficult, especially than it needs to be. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Trini Boy says, I think he should in a more comfortable situation. Ellie Luna says it's not necessary. That's me. That's me. I'll ponder it. Let's go find out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna handle happy animals tomorrow. Let's ponder it. I don't think she said ponder, but I'm forgetting the word that she said. Look at all those chickens. Oh, so you said you wanted a negress. Well, here she is. Oh, you wanted black. Here it is. Arabella removing that Eurocentric performative wig, going back to her strength, back to her power, emboldening herself to prove a point and stick a stake in the snake's grass, using the white imposed stereotype of blackness to slap it in the face, to disrupt it. Oh, you wanted a Negro? Here, have her. Purposely using chicken, something that was meant to ghettoify us. Huh? Something that was meant to hurt us and put us in a box. We're using that chicken to slap you in the face. I'm a retort with the stereotype you imposed on me and my people. Same thing down to the watermelon. Black folk love watermelon, those ghetto animalistic savages. Black folk to eat, to help themselves, to have financial gain. So watermelon down to the road after slavery. During the transition between slavery and freedom, to make some money for themselves. We sold watermelon, and to certain Black folk, watermelon's delicious. Not me. It gotta be a certain, I wouldn't usually go for a watermelon. It's a little weird. But Black folk use watermelon to help themselves, and white people ghettofied it to bring us shame. I know Black people today that don't like eating chicken and watermelon outside because somebody's gonna see them. 2 middle fingers up, waving hands high, waving in his face. Chicken, bye. Chicken, bye. She said, I'll give you a negress. Let's go back to that plate Theo was eating down to the party that she shouldn't have been at because she should have went her ass home. See, white people can enjoy Black stuff with no pressure. No shame, no hiding. I could be all up in your space partaking. They're going to eat off our culture and our labor, and we're supposed to thank them for paying for it. I am enraged. I am enraged. Drea, you got a point. Watermelon with some salt or some hot sauce is it. See, watermelon with the chili flakes, y'all not ready for that. Y'all are not ready for. Look at Theo enjoying fried chicken in our space. Try me if you want to. I am enraged. I swear, try me if you want to. Try me if you want to. Y'all playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? That was the episode 7, I May Destroy You, HBO Dissection. I am JustLatasha. Thank you so much. Please find me on Instagram at JustLatasha. Please find me on Twitter, JustLatasha404. Join me for my dissection workshop only on Patreon next Wednesday, July 29th, 7 p.m. EST, patreon.com/JustLatasha. If you are a writer, any writers in the room, join the Send Your Scripts consultation also on my Patreon. And every Sunday, I'm doing a live private broadcast only for my Patreons. Join for $5. We'll see you there every Sunday for Boozy Brunch Sunday. Look at y'all. Being smart, being Black, being woke, being incredible. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your energy. Thank you for throwing them hearts up, hearts in the room, hearts in the room, hearts in the room. Do not leave this video without giving it a thumbs up. Do not leave this video without thumbs up this video. Do not leave this video without subscribing to this channel. And I'll see you guys for Thursday nightlies. Every Thursday, I go live on this channel at 8 p.m. EST to talk about a big topic in Black culture. Don't miss it. You guys are great. There's nothing else I can say. I thank you, and I thank all my patrons in the room as well. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.